Hello, welcome. It's Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. All right, I'm on just a little bit. Actually, it's 6 p.m. exactly now, so welcome. I just thought I'd get started a little early. So welcome. We'll wait for our followers to get here. I got a few people hopping on. Welcome, Dreamthread and Michael and Travis. And yes, we are ready. Yeah, punctual as F tonight. Late model. Hey, Uncle, our first moderator. I think Peter will be around too. Hey, Mark and Vixie Pixie. Yeah, did you see what Peter said right before we start? Hey, Beautissimo. Peter said, there's a guy that thinks all vegans are weak because he founded a device that opens bottle caps, and he said, wow, great for the vegans. Now they can open bottle caps. Yeah, he's so right, Peter. Yeah, up until this invention from just recent months here, it's a well-known fact, vegans have been unable to open bottle caps. We have to go ask neighbors and stuff, to open bottle caps for us. So that's cool, because vegans are at a complete disadvantage because we're so weak. We have no muscles in our fingers or anywhere in our bodies. Like, there's no such thing as vegan bodybuilders. There's never been like a vegan on the cover of like a men's fitness magazine. There's never been a vegan that competed in weightlifting for the U.S. men's Olympic team. Never happened. There's never been any vegans to ever medal in the Olympics, let alone win a gold medal in an individual sport or other like bronze and silver medals in team sports. Never happened. There's no vegan athletes, professional athletes like in the NBA or anything like that. No, it's crazy. So yeah, Peter, I don't know how we're going to respond to this guy that think vegans are weak because he made a device that opens bottle caps and he says, wow, great for the vegans. He's got us. That's been the best argument I've ever seen in my entire career here, debunking veganism. So we're done, guys. So we just call this live stream a wrap here? I mean, what do you think? We can't open bottle caps. We have this mediator to thank for making a device that will allow us vegans to finally cross that barrier that we've been, stuck behind for all these years and decades. We've not been able to open bottles, So tip my hat to this beautiful person who allows us now to open these before forbidden bottles from being open. I don't have to go bug my neighbors anymore. This is awesome. Aloha, AJ. We missed your presence last week. We were wondering, maybe AJ's a little late. And then someone said, I didn't even see her in Vegan Zombies live stream earlier. So we figured, all right, AJ's a person that has things in life. Unlike me, I don't have too many things. I don't really have too much of an exciting life. So I'm glad you got out and hopefully did something fun, AJ, rather than have to deal with something dumb or painful or something like that. So again, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Friday live stream. Let's see, Vinny Vidbitchy. Hey, you caught alive. Awesome. Okay, super serious question. Do me and Angie like to eat like the fruit durian? It's so rare that you come across durian, and you have to go out of your way. So I've had it a few times. I think it's kind of trippy. Maybe it's an acquired taste. I won't say I hate eating durian, but I don't love it. I've seen some fruitarians just lose their marbles when they eat durian. They just lose all sense of reality and go crazy. They're like, I don't know, it's weird, like a drug, like a cat finding catnip. We're not like that. It's like, I've had some decent durian. I've had some just crappy durian. They're always smelly. That's the common denominator. But anyway, I hope I have answered your question right there. Let's see what else you guys saying. Let's see. Let's see. Peter, you're not vegan, but I see that Sacha Baron Cohen, the Borat actor, is now super jacked. Yeah, actors and people do that, whatevs, That's cool. Good for him. Anyone can get jacked if they do the training, the proper training, periodized, and, all that stuff, and have recovery time and get enough calories and stuff. Yeah, anyone get super jacked if they're dedicated and put time. Maybe not super jacked. I don't know if I could get super jacked just because of my genetics, not because I'm vegan. I never got super jacked before going vegan. I've done weight training at various times throughout my life, and I've never gotten super jacked, Well, it's because you're vegan now. Yeah, I transcended the space-time continuum. My body knew in my 20s, way before I went vegan, that I couldn't get jacked ever, so I decided not to get jacked. And some people make these weird arguments that are just totally mystical and magical and make no logical sense. Oh, okay. Heidi, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice your absence last night. To say your presence isn't felt here. I didn't notice you weren't there last night, Heidi. But yeah, awesome. I'm glad you're here with us tonight. This is the big one, the Friday live stream. Let's see. Hatch green chilies are coming. Do I like them in our meals? Hey, Angie's more of the chef, but we don't put a lot of chilies in and stuff like that. We try to keep things as we're getting older. A lot of you guys might notice as you get older, the amount of spice that you like tends to decrease. Meaning you kind of. I used to like super spicy when I was younger, and instead of super spicy, I like medium spice at best now. And Angie's always like light spice, so we like to keep the heat down. Yeah, as Sarah points out, yeah, you'll feel in your own strength. It's empowering, and you don't have to be jacked to be strong. That's like a misconception. You can be like strong and made lots of games without looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 70s or something like that, or Nina Mae Delgado or Brian Turner or whatever. All that stuff. You can be strong without getting jacked. A lot of people just want to, as we get older too, maintain muscle. Like they say, you lose a certain percentage of muscle every year. Doesn't mean the solution to that is to get jacked. I mean, you can. No, there's no law against that. If that's what you want to do, totally go for it. But that's not the solution. The solution is to weight train and keep your muscle, maybe put on a little bit, but you don't have to go nuts about it. But if you want to, it's totally cool. I hate when I see people throw that argument. Yeah, the solution is not to get super jacked though. I don't see any doctors say, yeah, you lose 1% of muscle every year after the age of 40, so you have to get super jacked like Arnold in the 70s. No, they say, yeah, do some weight training, do some resistance training. That's the prescription, if you will. Oh, you still want all the spice, Sarah? That's good for you. I mean, yeah, maybe if Angie wasn't so not at a spice, I would maybe still go for the hot spicy. But I just we try to get a place that we can share. So I just get it down to mild. I'm fine with it. I don't need to feel all the It's cool sometimes to feel the but I don't need it. Yeah, Sarah, you're very strong, but not jacked looking. Exactly. If you shed 15 pounds, you'd be jacked. Not aiming for that, though. A lot of times, yeah, the price to pay for getting jacked is a price that many of us don't want to pay. It might involve, starving yourself, training way more than you have the desire or reasonable time to put into it. There's a lot that goes into getting jacked. So then some people are super genetically gifted towards getting jacked. They get jacked without having to do all that stuff, or at least not as much. AJ, you can't do super spicy. Yeah, me, not as much anymore. I think, medium to mild to medium is about perfect spice. Blood Rose, hoping I can open some closed minds tonight. I hope so too, but we need some closed minds to come here. I did my part. A lot of people were pissed off at my Neil deGrasse Tyson video, and a lot of people are still pissed off at my Dr. Barry Chat GPT video from the week before, saying vegans are a cult. Or actually, they were pissed off about a Ravana video I made many years ago. Remember Ravana? Anyway, they said, I'm glad she left the cult. I said, a cult? Please come tell me more about this vegan cult. So that's why I wore this shirt, hoping that this person would come and tell us about the vegan cult, and lo and behold, they would have the vegan cult leader right here, talking to them. So, hopefully that'll play out. Isaac Butterfield made a video that says everyone hates vegans. Well, I'll make a video saying that everybody hates Isaac Butterfield. I think that's pretty true. How can you disprove that? Everyone hates Isaac Butterfield. He's such a just low, despicable person. I can't even imagine his relatives really liking him. I can't imagine anyone liking that guy. Let's see. Sarah, you were bench pressing your own body weight 2 years ago. You slacked a little. Wouldn't be hard to get that back again. Awesome. Yeah, I've never done my body weight, but then I weigh quite a lot. I weigh about 200 pounds. So, that's a pretty, that's not a trivial amount. You got to train for that. Oh yeah, Uncle, I saw the South Park, saw it last night. Yeah, that's all I'll say about it. Holy wow, Matt and Trey, holy shit, those guys, man. Damn. That was one of the best episodes I've seen in a decade? I don't know. I mean, they shows they really still have it. You know, they're just not like rich dudes coasting. You know, they still have the passion to speak what they feel. Consequences be damned, and who knows? Maybe they want to get sued. Maybe they want Paramount to get sued to get them out of their contract. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, damn, that was a hell of an episode. You know what I'm talking about, just go and Google New South Park. You know, wow, holy shit. That's all I can say. Wow. Damn, me and Angie, where our jaws are just dropping the whole time. Like, oh shit, are we really seeing this? Or are we having a shared hallucination right now? It was so extreme, so crazy, and so poignant about the time that we find ourselves in right now. So that's all I'll say. Alu Dark Eyes, if you have some kind of eating health issues, yeah, you don't want to talk to me. Look around. I'm a music producer. I got guitars and crap everywhere here. You know, you don't want to get health advice from a person with zero training. And I don't care if that person's a vegan or a standard American diet, gym bro, whatever. Yeah, go talk to a health professional. Yeah, this is not the place to come help you with that. I wish I could give you some help on that, but that would be unethical and improper for me to give you advice if you're having some kind of health problems. Yeah, AJ, I heard the South Park guys waited to air that after they just the day before it aired, they signed a $1.5 billion, I think 5-year deal. At least I remember the $1.5 billion deal with Paramount, who's, you know, the top company now in the media conglomerate that they're on. I heard they're pissed off because Paramount was getting bought out by Sky or something like that. I think that's a foreign company. Anyway, they said, but that hasn't even gone through, and the other company's already complaining to them, just trying to like pressure them to do things or not do things. And they're going, no, don't tell us what to do. No one is. We've done our own thing since the 90s. We're not going to just start now, especially when they have basically FU money, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, that was quite an episode. I'm glad they're in a position where they could really say what they want. And if people don't like it, if corporations don't like it, if, you know, anyone doesn't like it, you know, all they can say is tough shit, you know. But yeah, we do help you feel better, Dark Eyes. I'm not saying, yeah, I don't care or anything like that. I'm not agnostic about that. I just hope you're feeling better. But yeah, I'm not the guy to come to for health problems. I'm the guy to come to if you want to try to debunk veganism, if you think you have a great argument or evidence or example as to why veganism is wrong or bad or unethical or whatever. I'm the guy to come. I'm one of the many guys you come talk to. That's more my thing. I have no idea, Master of the Cosmos, what that is. Germ theory versus terrain theory. Again, I'm a music producer. I'm not microbiologist or evolutionary biologist or anything like that. So yeah, I've had minimal training in biology. Oh, cool, AJ. I haven't watched. I watched Colbert announce that he's getting canceled, but I did watch a Colbert monologue like the weekend after all that shit went down. And South Park referenced that, by the way. I didn't see Jon Stewart's though. I got to check that out. Hey, Metalhead, enjoying the stream. You had a relative take his own life Sunday. Oh my God, Metalhead, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my God, how horrible that is. Oh man, my heart goes out to you and your family and your family's member family, and yeah, that is heavy, man. I'm sorry. So I'm really sorry to hear that. Are you okay? Are you doing all right? Is your family doing okay? Let us know if there's anything we can do, anything I can say. Oh yeah, I was kind of a Letterman nut back in the 80s. Okay, Alu Dark Eye say, no, didn't say that to get some advice. Ooh, AJ. I'll get back to your comment there. Let me see, AJ. Awesome. A super chat tip. Awesome, super generous super chat tip from AJ. Yeah, we need a fund now so vegans can buy this special device that a mediator made, so us vegans now can open the bottles. And I'm sure like 98% of this dude's sales, I'm sure it's a dude, right? I'm sure 98% of this dude's sales are going to beat up mediators, not vegans. I mean, he wishes like all vegans bought this thing. He'd be rich AF. But we're saying that, Doc, guys. Oh no, you didn't say to get some advice on it. There's more of hello. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. I'm glad you're here and telling us that what's up with you. Yeah, and absolutely. Just because one has an ethical stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, or just because one is plant-based, just eats plants for whatever reason, doesn't mean automatically that if you had eating disordered behaviors in your past, they will magically disappear. Just like if you go vegan, doesn't mean that if you had a sore elbow your entire life, it's going to go away. If you had gastrointestinal issues since childhood, they would magically go away or anything like that. So, yeah, I wish there was like a magic bullet kind of thing as far as diet goes that would fix all our problems. But yeah, if you have an ED issue, other dark eyes, yeah, again, like I stand by what I said. Yeah, it would be good if you're not already. Yeah, seek some professional help with that. But yeah, there's nothing ED about being vegan. I mean, there's plenty of people ED who are not vegan. So hopefully, if the person you find or are speaking with right now isn't blaming eating plants on it, because there's nothing inherently about ED about eating plants. It's they could argue, well, it's restrictive. Yeah, we're just restricting a couple things, like a few animals that humans have agreed upon shall be the ones that we eat. We let the rest roam freely out in nature, just not eating those 3 to 5 animals, and you're eating all the plants that nature and God and whoever's put here for. So it's not inherently restrictive. There's nothing restrictive about. It's like if someone I don't know. It's like when people exclude animal products, people have a problem with that. Ooh, you're being ED about it. Like, there's people that can't eat, they have allergic reactions to peanuts or tomatoes and stuff like that. No one ever says, oh, you're being ED. But when you exclude animal products, a lot of people get butthurt about that. So, hopefully the person you're going to talk to or have been talking to isn't automatically biased against eating plants and all that. Anyway, yep, Vixie Pixie, we're vegan for the animals, and physical issues and psychological, mental issues happen to any person, regardless of diet. I wish there's a one diet, like a way to eat. Like, hey, if you want your mental issues to go away or any physical issues to go away, this is the diet to eat. It's going to fix all of them. Oh, yeah, I forgot there is one diet that's been shown that is known to cure every disease known to man. We know all about that one diet, right? There's only one diet, and it cures everything. You can go down every disease known to man, A to Z, all hundreds and thousands of them. They all can be cured by paying Shane $500 an hour to teach you how to drink juice. So, yeah. I believe that's his name, right? Huh, it's all of a sudden warm in this room. Let me get the AC a little better here. Yeah, Sarah, late model. Sorry to hear. Yeah, you've been telling us for a while. I thought it happened already. So it just happened yesterday. Your dad, you had to, what'd you say? We took my dad's car away yesterday. Super depressed. Dementia sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah, but yeah, you know it's for the best. You can't be letting him drive around with dementia. I'm surprised you let him drive as long as he has, and thank goodness, nothing horrible has happened, and you want to keep it that way. So that's good to be preemptive and stay on top of it, and as much as it may hurt, hopefully he understands it's being done for his, interest and health in mind, keeping him safe. So you took his license a few weeks ago, but the car went yesterday. It was torturing him, seeing it in the garage, so we had to rid the car. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, even though the license was gone, it didn't fully, with the car there, it was just, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you need both to be gone, the license and the car. Oh, man, sorry to hear that. And Travis, yeah, speaking about one diet that can cure every disease known to man, there's also one diet that's been proven to keep you from opening pickle jars, and opening bottle caps, so yeah. Let's see, so you traded both of your parents' cars in and got your mom a new car. Awesome. Cool. Well, hopefully, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Your mom got a brand new car out of it. Your dad's safe without a car. I mean, not driving and doesn't have a car. His old car to look at. I guess if he sees a new car in the garage, is that what you guys are thinking? One that he's never driven before and will never drive. He won't look at it and be all attached, right? Because that's probably what he's feeling, the attachment, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's probably what's probably like playing with his head there, just making him, I want to drive that. That's just my guess. You can tell me if I'm totally wrong, but I could see why it'd be a great idea to get rid of the car that he's known for a while. Let's see, Uncle, you went to the dermatologist yesterday and she did a punch biopsy, a rash on your leg, and prescribed a steroid cream. Holy crap, what is it? Did she say what it was? What's it caused by? What can one do to protect their skin? Oh, thank you, Baker Botten 701. Hey, every little bit helps our little tiny YouTube channel here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Not a large amount, but hope this helps.
Thank you, Baker. Thank you, AJ. Thanks for helping our vegan outreach, our vegan activism here. Thanks so much, guys. Really, it really helps out because, as I said, just look at our videos. I'll do a video on how Dr. Barry debunked veganism with ChatGPT and get maybe, I should look right now, 6,000 views. I saw Mike the Vegan got 18,000 or something, 4 times what I get. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I don't know why they won't watch mine and why they watch Mike's. I think my videos are great too. But anyway, it's all good. I do other things as well to try to bring in a few dollars here and there. Multiple streams of income is what it's all about. That's what I've been doing for most of my life. So thank you guys. Oh, it's sad. It's sad your dad said that in the middle of the sales floor. But then Dad discovered the snacks at the dealership and was happy 2 minutes later. Awesome. That got his mind off things. It's weird how food can do that. Cool. Okay, you get your results in a few weeks, Uncle. Awesome. Yeah, hopefully everything's cool with that. Yeah, we got to be, I'm telling you guys, I talk about this almost every 2-3 weeks. You should get yourself in a habit, especially if you're older, over the age of 40 or something like that. Get in the habit of not getting sunburns, putting on some protective, SPF, whatever. I put zinc on, before I go out. Even if I'm just going driving, because the sunlight reflects still off everything onto your face. You want to protect your skin as you get older, and don't let the people say, well, you're not going to get the vitamin D. You're not putting on your whole body. Just put it on your face. And you're trying your best that you can. But anyway, be more aware of sun UV light exposure than maybe you were when you were younger or something like that. Yeah, most people, all dark eyes, are lactose intolerant too. I forgot what the percentage was, but it's over 50%. Most people that live and have lived on planet Earth are lactose intolerant, which makes it just so weird and just sad how society, at least in the West, here, tries to normalize cheese, knowing that most people are lactose intolerant. Sure, the percentage bumps up when you exclude non-European descent people, but yeah, most people are lactose intolerant. Even if you're of European descent, you're still 25, 30% or so are lactose intolerant. So that's a huge chunk of humanity, but we try to normalize. I don't try to, but our society tries to normalize cheese. There's the U.S. Dairy Board, which pays for, marketing cheese. That's why when you see these dumb YouTube ads come on, you see Pizza Hut now has a cheesy pizza with a cheesy crust. Yeah, we have put cheese in the crust. Well, that's the United States Dairy Board in action. They're trying to encourage food makers to find more ways to use cheese so they'll buy more cheese from the cheese industry. It's insane. Like, why do you need cheese in the crust for? Can someone explain that to me? If you already have cheese all over the pizza, why do you need cheese in the crust too? Is just trying to kill yourself? What's going on? Anyway, Paul Saladino says you should wear beef sunscreen. I mean, how orthorexic? It's not even it's paranoid. How paranoid are you of zinc? It's a natural freaking mineral. It doesn't kill people. He's just trying to sell people his stupid grifting shit. Seriously, why is he afraid of a zinc oxide sunscreen thing? That's just stupid. There's no science that says putting zinc on your skin is gonna make you ill or something like that. But yeah, when you're sometimes out on a super sunny day, especially near the solstice, late model, I covered my whole body, went out, and then slathered my face and neck with zinc sunscreen. You wear the dorky sun hat too. That's why I wear hats all the time. Yeah, I don't wear the front side indoors, but when I go outside, pretty much in the daytime, I'm always wearing a hat nowadays. I got the sunscreen, I got a hat, and then there's always some nitwit that'll come on. Not always, but they leave a comment. Yeah, you look so pale and stuff. Like, oh, watch my videos from like 5 years ago when I was running and cycling. I was way more tanned back then. Are you saying I have no ability to get a tan because I'm vegan? Because that's just stupid. No science behind that. My past vegan running days disprove that. And furthermore, I'm actually taking active steps now to minimize how much tan and glow I get. I still have a little bit of tan, and I'm not totally pale, but I try to keep a more light complexion these days. It's intentional. It's not because I'm vegan, and it's just like, oh, I can't open bottle caps because I'm vegan. Nope. I can't get a suntan because I'm vegan. Nope. I can't get a suntan because I'm trying not to get a suntan right now. I'm actually trying a lot of things to not get a suntan. Like, for starters, I don't go lay out at the beach or by a pool or anything like that. Not to say that's bad or wrong. I'm just saying I don't do that. I'm not going out and trying to get a suntan. I don't go to a tanning salon or anything like that. Get plenty of sun. Just from walking around sunny Southern California. Tons of sun. Oh yeah, speaking of cheese, Dr. Neil Bernard, check out The Cheese Trap for sure. So Peter likes to always bring up all the other dumb things that Paul Saladino doesn't do. He doesn't use sunscreen, doesn't wear deodorant. I have a really great scentless vegan deodorant from Schmidt's. I love it. If I don't wear it, I notice it. I hate it when people say, well, my diet is so pure, I don't smell. And I've seen fruitarians say that. I've seen people like carnivores and him say that. No, you stink. Trust me. You might not think you stink because you don't have a close, intimate person in your life to be honest with you and tell you that you smell like crap. Trust me, if you don't do that stuff and you think you don't stink, well, you're the only person that thinks that. Trust me. It's crazy how people think that their diet makes them unable to perspire in a way that makes the bacteria that produces a smell that us humans notice. Crazy. Uncle says zinc oxide is inert. So why does he have to put beef? Let's look at it like this. The zinc oxide that I use has an SPF of 30. What is in the best case scenario? And I know he's not a chemist. Like, if he's making a beef sunscreen at home in his kitchen sink or whatever the hell he's got, what's the highest SPF he could get? Maybe 2 or 3? I'm being charitable there. I mean, how can you compare an SPF of 2 to 30? Just put the inert zinc on you. It's not carcinogenic or anything like that. So anyway, it amazes me how stupid so many of these grifters are, and how stupid they think their followers are. Like, seriously, someone show me the study that zinc oxide is bad for you. It's going to give you cancer or whatever. And reef friendly, absolutely, AJ. Even though most of us don't swim or enter the water around reefs, it is an issue. Like, just always have it. In case you do go on a trip, you'll bring what you already have purchased. If you go to a place in the tropics that have reefs, sunscreen is bad for reefs, coral reefs. AJ, if you don't wear deodorant, the whole world knows it, especially in the summertime, when it gets quite hot, or when it gets humid. Nikki, do vegans smell better? I don't think so. We're just regular people. I don't think that meat makes you stinkier. We might like to think that, but I don't, that's not a belief I have. I mean, I could be proven wrong. Maybe there's some studies that show that, but it's not something that I go around like preaching or anything like that. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Jonah Will. Neanderthals were not hyper carnivores. Yeah, I showed a video a few weeks ago how that guy that AJ showed me, that Asian doctor, medical doctor, forgot what he was again, internal medicine doctor. Anyway, the guy that was saying that when the world was frozen over during the last ice age, like, no, the whole earth wasn't covered with ice. There were still places that had nice climates and everything like that. And even the Neanderthals, which humans love to fantasize, were the meatiest meat eaten of the recent human-like ancestors, humanoids, whatever they're called. They eat a lot of plants, especially during the ice age. So it's weird how people have fantasies about things that they don't know really anything about. You know, people heard of Neanderthals. Oh, they must have ate a lot of meat. Our early human ancestors who were not Neanderthals probably ate a lot of meat. There's fantasies based on pretty much some crap they heard on the internet, or just maybe they made the fantasy up on their own. Okay, Blood Rose says to Nikki, with products from Asia, what kind of products were you talking about there? You need to be mindful of animal testing laws. Further, domestic sales products are tested on animals as a legal requirement. Whoa, what kind of stuff are we talking about there? Yeah, tell us more about that. We smell like goats, we just don't eat them. Hopefully we don't smell like goats, but we definitely don't eat them. Well, Matt, Jonah, I wasn't saying, everything you listed in there was plants. I'm just pointing out, since you brought up Neanderthals, I thought I'd take it to the next level. That, if they're eating maggots, great. They're not just eating steak and burgers every day like your average gym bro fantasizes. The Neanderthals were eating maggots and insects, and they're also eating a shit ton of plants, too. Because that dumb doctor that I was saying that the humans were forced to eat meat, and pretty much only meat when the earth was covered with giant sheets of ice. No, they ate tons of plants. Heidi, a full rainbow today. Awesome. So it must have rained. Paul also puts honey on his open wounds to cure them. There actually might be something to that. Again, I'm not a bacteriologist or something like that, but I thought honey has some kind of antibacterial properties. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's probably the only thing you've ever told me, Peter, about Paul Saladino that actually has some kind of scientific grounding in it. Like there's a it's a known scientific thing, a cause and effect thing going on there. Neanderthals, we seem more skilled and intelligent than most people. Most people think they're just dumb and eating burgers all day, right? Or steak or whatever. Honey's antiseptic. Doesn't have some antibacterial properties. Someone could fact check that for me. Hey, Vondi, what's up? Team Bean for protein, yeah. Oh, wow, what happened there, Uncle, around your hometown? You heard a helicopter circling overhead yesterday. We hear that all the time out here in the summer especially, and found out that the police were investigating a deceased body found inside a parked car outside the Hermosa Beach Police Department. Wow, I wonder if it was a suicide or something. I mean, it just sounds really weird to have a body in a parked car by a police station. That's scary. Wow, that's interesting, Vonnie. Honey found in Egyptian tombs is still edible? Damn, try that with a hamburger, right? If they put a hamburger in an Egyptian pharaoh's tomb and open it up, thousands of years later, I really doubt that hamburger is still going to be edible. Okay, so AJ says, no bacteria grows in honey and never goes bad. So yeah, it must have, if bacteria cannot grow in honey, I think if that's a true statement, it sounds like it is, then we could probably conclude that there's some kind of antibacterial properties in honey. Sounds like valid reasoning. But yeah, I'll look it up later. I think there's some credence to what he's doing there. Anyway, Jonah, if you happen to ever find yourself in Egypt and find yourself entering a unopened pharaoh's tomb, and you happen to find in that pharaoh's tomb in Egypt some unused honey that has been sitting in there for thousands of years, Jonah, you probably have a good you probably shouldn't eat it, even though it might not go bad. You probably just, when in doubt, go without, right? You don't want to make yourself sick for absolutely no reason. It probably would, if you knew too, you'd probably look at it and tell it was gross, right? You could probably smell it and tell it was off, right? I'm just saying, but anyway, we wouldn't eat it anyway because we're vegan. Yeah, Seth, yeah. Bee vomit is a very apt description. Honey sounds so sweet and magical and dreamy. No, it's bee vomit. Just call it for what it really is. If people don't like it, I mean, is that untruthful? Is there something misrepresentative about calling honey bee vomit? No, it's factually right on, right? Oh, Heidi, your trash workers are still on strike here. Well, how many weeks has it been now? Freaking crazy with everyone suing everyone now. The city is now finding the company. Random company comes one time a week. And meantime, thank God. Wow. That's horrible. I'm glad it's just not piling up forever, because that would just cause a breakdown, a collapse of society, if you had trash piling up to the sky. Textured vegetable protein also never goes bad. How do you know all this stuff, Fondi? What do you know? How did you study this? But Graven, I agree. Just despite how horrible it would be to have your trash piling up to the sky and having, society collapse, sort of. Yeah, Graven, I agree. They should stay on strike until they're paid a living wage. I remember Heidi told us like a few weeks ago what they were asking for. It was like an 8% increase over 3 years, and that's pretty much right in line with inflation. Inflation typically, if it's not like crazy like it was in 2022 or 23, anyway, it's usually like 2.5% or 3%. So over 8 years, getting an 8% raise is extremely reasonable. That's probably tracking inflation almost to the percent. So it's not crazy. I can understand the city might not have the budget, but that's not the workers' problem. I don't know what other city's got to find other ways to raise money to pay. Just do more. How I thought of a way. I should run for city council or mayor again, because I have found a way to solve most cities' budget shortfalls. Anyone have a guess? It's just right in front of my eyes. I see it all the time. I go, wow, here's an untapped source of revenue where literally the city can make thousands and thousands of dollars a day with little effort. Any guesses what that could be? Let me know if you have any, what you think I might be on to. This is something that can be implemented everywhere. Any city, anywhere, especially here in the United States. I said city. I didn't say I didn't call my Apple digital assistant. I'm not going to say her name. No, go sleep. I'm not talking to you. Okay. Wow, and on top of that, the mayor gave herself a raise. Isn't that so awesome? Our public servants, say, I declare I shall get a raise. What the hell? How do you do that? Okay, I'm going to tell you my idea how cities could raise tons of money really quickly. It will be kind of unpopular, but I think in the end, it will solve a lot of problems. Traffic violations need to be enforced either by actual humans or by installing cameras that capture license plates, because I see it every day. I mean, it's getting worse. People just run red lights. They don't stop at stop signs. I could not even just slowing down a little bit, doing the so-called California road, just going right past them like they don't exist. I mean, think about how much money could be generated. There'd be an initial investment if you did it electronically with cameras. That would take some upfront money, but after that, you're just generating thousands of dollars a day, doing nothing. And it would make it safer for pedestrians, make it safer for motorists. And I think it would just be more pleasant if people actually had to obey traffic laws, and if not, actually pay for them. Because I think right now people are encouraged to like just not stop, you know? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'll get in an accident. But if I don't get in an accident, I'll get through that light. There's no penalty. There's no one policing or patrolling. So I think that's one way. The reason I bring this up is that's how, like, Heidi, like, you know, your city and here in our city, all these cities have budget problems. That's an easy way to raise some more money. If you could just stick some like new officers out there, you know, or just hire more traffic police. I don't think they are required to go through all the police training, pay them a lower rate, you know, than what a full-fledged officer gets. There's, you know, it's just revenue not being generated. Anyway. Yeah, parking. And more parking violations. This, I don't understand why. There's not more of that going on. I'm not trying to argue for a bigger police state or anything like that. I'm just saying, just moving violations and parking violations. It's like a literal like gold mine that's untapped, and everyone's complaining. I don't know how we're going to generate more revenue. Like, how about just enforce the existing laws and make people pay like $300, whatever it costs if they shoot a red light, $100 for whatever. You know, it's just money. It's just free money. It's minting money. And hopefully encourage people to behave better and not like kill people and injure people and stuff, you know, just because they're shooting red lights.
Thanks for the tip.
Hey, Peter, thanks for the super chat tip. Field Grounds, a vegan barefoot shoes company, is having a 6-year sale, and I'm thinking of getting some shoes. And they're a great company, 100% vegan. Hey, there's so many choices now, huh, for 100% vegan shoes. You know, even like Zero. You know, I've been wearing their basketball shoes, which are vegan. But yeah, the whole line's not vegan. But I've seen some really cool vegan shoes on their website. I was thinking of getting me a pair just for like a nice leisure shoe, but I got to save my money for other things. Like I told you, I got to get new tires, the dishwasher. It works. It doesn't get hot anymore, you know, but it still cleans the dish, but that needs to get fixed at some point. So I'm going to try to, again, just like not care about myself and just fix things I need to get attended to. All dark eyes. Just saying, you saw a video about why Asians are skinnier than Americans. There's a couple reasons for that genetic and diet, even though the dietary patterns have been changing over recent decades. Anyway, at one point, they said that is also because they use animal fat to cook food instead of vegetable oils. What? No, that shouldn't have any bearing on it. Again, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that. I don't think that's it. So the hypothesis, to test that hypothesis, all dark eyes, is do a study. Take a bunch of Americans that are overweight and have them cook in the way that the Asians are supposedly doing and see what that does. I don't think that's going to do jack crap, but that's my hypothesis. I'd like to see that tested. Okay, Blood Rose says, Ryan, we have speed cameras in the UK that photograph and record violations. A fine is generated and sent to the car license holder. Yeah, I know they're starting a little program like that. Like our governors gave some funding. I think Long Beach got like 7 of them, which is nothing. We're like a city of like 250,000, something like that. 7 cameras scattered around the vast city. It's not going to do much, but it's a start, you know? But yeah, that's what they do. It's like they just send it. Whoever is the license plate holder, that's the person responsible. They got to pay it. And yeah, we need more of that. Have you noticed, Blood Rose? Was that implemented kind of recently? And if so, did you notice any behavior change in drivers and people actually start obeying the laws a little better? That's my hope. You know, I mean, that's really why I want this. I mean, yeah, the money for the city budgets is awesome. It's like a side benefit, but I just want people to drive safer because they're driving crazier than ever. You know, it's scary. Heidi, yes, trash collectors should get good money because it is tough work. You know, I've seen them. I see what they do, and it's not for me. It's tough work. A childhood friend's dad was a garbage man, and he made bank. Wow. Yeah, most everyone agrees with the union. Yeah, it's a tough job for sure. You don't even have a dishwasher. You wash your dishes by hand. Yeah, I mean, we could always resort to that. The thing is, we have a pretty small kitchen, and there's really not much counter space to have like the dish drying rack, which we used to have. It's like taken over now by like a pressure cooker and stuff like that. So it takes some rearranging if we were not to use the dishwasher. I would just be inclined to save up some money, swap it out, or I haven't looked into it yet. People said to keep my old Bosch dishwasher because I told you it's made in the United States, well made. Now they're made overseas, not made as well. If I could find the part, if they have it, because there's like a whole Bosch ecosystem for repair and service parts, it might be worth it just to like, repair it. But then I learned my lesson. It was like this time last year when my air conditioning started giving me issues. I didn't want to bite the bullet and get a whole new system because a whole mini split system is really expensive. So I repaired it, spent a couple $1,000 on that, and it only lasted like another 6-7 months, so I just kind of threw that money away. So it sucks. Anyway, let's see what else we guys talking about. Yeah, Peter, that's what's wrong with America. People are drinking Coca-Cola with high fructose corn syrup. If only just put in that cane sugar again. Because back in the 70s when Americans had cane sugar in the Coca-Cola, Americans were more svelte than they are now. It's Coca-Cola is changing the sugar. That's what caused it. Like, no, a bunch of other things happened too. That's just short-sighted thinking. It's just like just don't drink the Coke. You don't need Coca-Cola. You don't just drink something healthier than that. It's like, we just put a different kind of sugar in there. I'm not trying to demonize sugar or anything like that, but yeah, I agree. High fructose corn syrup is bad. But I thought the deal is, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I thought Coca-Cola was not saying, they never said they're going to replace all their products and with cane sugar and get rid of the high fructose corn syrup and put in cane sugar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought they're just making a line like they made cherry Coke, just a line. They're making a line of high fructose corn syrup Coke. Is that right, guys? Do I understand that right? For those of you guys that are following the news. And AJ says, Coke put out a statement saying they never told Trump they were switching to cane sugar. Yeah, I just heard they're putting out a line of products rather than switching the entire Coca-Cola, because that would cost a lot of money, because high fructose corn syrup, the way I understand it, is dirt cheap. It's a byproduct of, it's a waste of, I think, the corn industry or something like that. So they get it for cheap. They don't have to, grow it special for that, like say cane sugar. It's not you have to grow cane sugar to get cane sugar. It's not just a byproduct, so it's a lot cheaper to get, and that's why they use it. You're lucky, Sarah. You don't like soda. You didn't grow up with it. I grew up with soda. It was always in the house. And once I started going camping in my early 20s, I realized I was addicted. I never knew I was addicted to anything until I went camping. It's the same place I go camping in Catalina, that place we made the vlogs for 6 years or whatever. But anyway, I went there for the first time as a young adult, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to go try to, what if I give those campers over there $5? Think they'll sell me a Coke? I'm going, I'm talking like a guy with a problem. And I realized, whoa, I'm addicted to soda, and didn't ever realize it till I was put in an environment where I couldn't get it. So I realized right then, fuck that. Excuse my language. I don't want to be addicted to anything. That sucks. So I stopped drinking soda right then and there. Once I got over the cravings for that week or whatever, I didn't go back to soda again after that. Been soda free basically for 30 odd years now. Carbonation freaks out. I mean, carbonation can be kind of fun. I mean, I'll have little soda things like that, I don't know, non-alcoholic drinks that are mixed with some carbonated fizzy water could be fun. Heidi, yeah, I remember too, the high fructose corn syrup soda or Coke does taste better. I remember when I visited Mexico a few times in the 90s with my band, and I saw, they still have the high fructose corn syrup Coke there. Let me check it out. Yeah, it does taste better, but I didn't keep drinking. I just wanted to see for myself if I remember the older sugar being better. Yeah, it is. It does taste better, but it still doesn't make it healthy. It's like heroin. It's like if you put some cane sugar in heroin, it's not going to make it healthy. I'm not saying Coke is like heroin, but you get my point. Just because you put something less bad in it doesn't, then high fructose corn syrup doesn't make it automatically good again. A La Croix. I've heard of that. What is that, Sarah? Oh, that's why you quit caffeine and alcohol. Wow. I actually kind of like having a little coffee in the morning. I just like a little cup, it's not like much. It's not a huge dose of caffeine or anything. I just kind of like that now. I discovered coffee in my 50s, my late 50s. And just a week, when I go out to a coffee place, I'll get like a half calf or decaf. But I do like having a little wine here and there. Yeah, you guys know, this is the last Friday you will see me as a 57-year-old man. By the time of the next live stream, I'll have had my birthday. So Angie and I opened up a bottle of a Sonoma Napa County rosé that we've had in the fridge for weeks. We bought it like 3 weeks ago. And right after we bought it, we got home. I told you it was like a few weekends ago. We got home in the garage and she said, "Oh, I hear your tire deflating." And it deflated, and that kind of like turned the whole day around. We weren't in the festive mood anymore, so we put it in the fridge and kept it there. And usually we don't put it in like for 3 weeks, but anyway, I was wondering if it would go bad. No, it still tasted fantastic. So we still have half a bottle tonight or tomorrow to share together. But yeah, I do like to have a little wine. I like wine tasting, but yeah, we don't keep booze here. We don't keep alcohol like beer or vodka or bourbon or whiskey or stuff. We don't have any of that stuff. Oh, there might be some triple sec that Angie keeps in a cupboard that she uses on occasion when she catches like a cold or flu. It's some old family recipe, but we never drink it. But I do like a little wine here and there. I think wine is one of those nice little pleasures in life that can just make life that much more fun and just enjoyable if you do it in the right circumstances. But thanks, guys. Thanks for the happy earthly. Oh, okay. I'll check my post office box in the next week or two. Thanks for letting me know, Sarah. Give me a heads up when I should start heading and having a look, so I don't go there and there's nothing there, because I only go like maybe twice a year or something like that. I don't even know why I keep it, but I think it's worth it. I hate giving them like $20 odd bucks a month for the PO box, the post office, but I think it's worth it just to have a place that's not your address that people can send stuff to, and have a return address when I'm shipping books and stuff out. So there is value to it. I'm just so frugal. I don't like giving money out to like something I'm not getting a lot of value for. But anyway, I'll check it. I shouldn't hear me complain about it. It just shows you how frugal I am. Oh, so you love beer, but don't like how you feel when you consume it. Oh, it's interesting. I don't really like beer all that much. I do like some. I like Mexican, those really light Mexican beers like Corona, stuff like that. I think those are really tasty, but I never go buy them. I just save myself for a nice wine. So a few weeks ago, we opened up a Portuguese bottle, $9.99. It was really good. Just had a little meal with it. Same with last night, the rosé from Northern California. Made a little meal. Let's see, Happy Gilmore 2 came out today on Netflix. Holy mackerel. Should we watch that or not? Maybe so. Let's see. Heidi, I could probably deduct it? What was I talking about? Well, I'm having a vegan brain frog moment here. Deduct what? My frugality. I do deduct it. You're absolutely right, Heidi. I do deduct the $20 or whatever I pay a month. Yeah, I'm really good about that. Yeah, I have a really good record keeping system for taxes. I mean, it's not really good. It's way better than it was like 10, 20 years ago. I don't really keep records now. I just know how to search through all my online billing and records and stuff like that. So when I do my expenses for my taxes, I can do it relatively quickly, way quicker than it was in the past, going through a giant shoebox full of random receipts. That was crazy, pre-internet days. Now everything's online. What's that 21st century homestead? You look great. Please Don't get offended. Have you, our wife, had work done? Oh, I think I see what you're saying. You're saying that I look very good for an old guy. I told him to be 58 next week. So you're saying I look good for my age, and do I get like work done? I mean, like plastic surgery, Botox, stuff like that. Once again, I'm super frugal. I don't spend money on stuff like that. If I were rich, would I do that? Probably not. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think I would, but no. Right now, I've never done anything of the sort. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying, don't do it. It's bad or unethical. I'm not saying that. I'm saying myself and my wife, we don't do anything like that. We just try to take care of ourselves. We try to eat well. We try to get good sleep. We don't have kids. Less stress from that. We do have aging parents. That adds a lot of stress. We protect our skin with like 30 SPF sunblock stuff when we go out, because I was listening to a podcast that my vegan cardiologist used to make. I don't think she makes it anymore, and she had on what's the skin doctors called again? She had dermatologist debunking all the online myths and stuff that you hear, like putting beef on your face like Saladino, just saying that's complete bullshit and nonsense, and they're going to harm people with that horrible advice. My point is, she said, people are always looking for some kind of quick biohack. She says, I'll give you a great biohack that is backed by actual scientific studies. The best biohack to like reverse your aging, to look younger, is to protect your skin. Put on high SPF stuff. Do it for a year. Do it for a few months and see what happens. And yeah, I was pleased with the results. I'm going to keep going on. So that's it. That's the only thing I'm doing as far as work done, as I put SPF sunblock stuff on my face when I go out, particularly in the summertime. Let's see. So that's it. Oh, thanks, AJ. I think Angie and I think we look pretty good for 57-year-olds. I'm not saying we're the best looking, most youthful 57-year-olds that ever existed. I'm not that kind of idiot or anything like that. But I think we're doing all right, And, I hate it when the haters come and say, oh, you look like you're about 70. Like, really? I look way older than Piers Morgan or something like that. Like, really? Anyway, I know they're just trying to say that to try to hurt me. And I don't let randos who I know are just blatantly lying, because I know how I stand as far as how 57-year-olds look. I know how I stand, and I know better than they do. They're probably like 20 or something like that. Maybe they're 15. Who knows? But anyway, I know the truth, and they can't hurt me. Anyway, and you just shouldn't, even if it were true, you shouldn't let random hateful people try to hurt your feelings, because that's their intention. So don't let them win. Graven, use 50 SPF just to run errands around town. It's ridiculous. Yeah, 30. I remember the dermatologist I was listening to on Dr. Bellatto's podcast. Yeah, it said they're all good. So yeah, 50 is awesome. So it really just put on a high one, because you're really not going to get the full 30 or 50. Say you put on 50, the way you put it on, it'll probably end up being more like 25. And if you use a 30 like me, it'll be more like 15. But yeah, just put it on. And you're in the tropics too. You have a lower latitude, so you're getting more strong ultraviolet rays than even I'm getting here in sunny Southern California. AJ uses SPF 70 on the beach. Wow, I don't even know if I've seen that around here, but yeah, use it for sure. If you're going somewhere hardcore like that, where the sun is blaring, high SPF, like over 10 or something like that, yeah, get 70, put it on all over. And one thing that people don't often follow up with is reapply it. If you're going to be in a situation like that, it says on the bottle, like, don't take my word for every several hours, especially if you've gone swimming or something like that, just put it on again. Okay, 21st Century Homestead. Jess, thank you so much for my honesty. I'm being totally honest here, I think that if I remember in the past, some people didn't believe it. They thought we were lying. I said, I'm just telling you the truth. I've got nothing to prove here. Just because I look decent for my age doesn't mean veganism is a win or something like that. It has nothing to do with it. I could be hideous, and veganism still is as true as it would be if I were beautiful like Brad Pitt or something like that. It has nothing to do with my physical appearances. Let's see. Peter says highway or extremely long sleeve t-shirts protect you from the sun. Yeah, even when you're driving, you get a sunburn too, especially if you drive in like a country like ours where you're driving on the left side. Yeah, your left arm can get burned. Yeah, a long sleeve shirt can help with that. Or just if you can think ahead, apply some sunscreen before you go on that arm. Yeah, a hat and long shirt. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wear hats all the time now. I just started that like pretty much like maybe last year, early this year, but Angie kind of got me into wearing hats, and I knew they were very helpful for my sun blocking effects that I'm looking for too. Yeah, you're talking about your tinted windows. Yeah, I tell you, I only have them in the back. I've never had like a front windshield with tinted that are tinted, but I guess that would help too. I assume I'm not a material scientist or anything. I assume tinted windows reduce the amount of UV rays getting through. I know they go through glass, like normal glass. That's why your car can get hot. Like once you like leave the car and it gets hot inside, the greenhouse effect. That's the UV rays getting through. If I remember my science right. But what if you had tinted windows? It still gets hot inside, right? If you leave it, if you leave the car outside in a parking lot or whatever. So does that mean the UVs still get through, but maybe not as in the same proportions or the same amounts? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but anyway, I don't have too much experience with that. But Brad Pitt isn't vegan. He's definitely not vegan. I'm just saying if I looked as awesome as Brad Pitt, Yeah, gardening hats are good. If you're going out to a hardcore sunny thing, beach day, get a crazy ass gardening hat if you don't have one. Vixie Pixie, using mineral sunscreens for 20 years now. That's what I use, like 95% of the time plus. It's a zinc oxide, sunscreen. I do have a spray one, and I had some concerns about that, but the dermatologist I was listening to on Dr. Bilardo's podcast said, just use what you got. It's not going to kill you, and I only use that sometimes. Like, say I'm going out somewhere for the day, like Disneyland or something like that. I know it's going to be really sunny and strong UVs. I'll spray my arms with it, but that's pretty rare. Day in and day out, I'm putting the zinc on my face. Yeah, long road trips too. Yeah, it reflects in off the highway. Yeah, you can still get a sunburn in the car, even with your dark tint windows, and you wear gloves. Wow, hardcore. I never thought about that. But yeah, it shows it does get in through the windows. Maybe the tinted windows do help some, but yeah, it shows. Yeah, it's not sufficient. You need more, I guess. Let's see, pro woodworking tips. You wear hats, a wide bolga hat sometimes in direct sun, a ball cap otherwise. You take a flannel shirt with you, often in case you get chilly. It's heavy for some, but it will serve. Yeah, shirts, even though they might be a little warm when it's hot, they do block a lot. They're still, the UV rays do get through some of your clothes, but your clothes will help block, a certain percentage of it, as opposed to just having bare skin out. I don't look better than Brad Pitt, Vixie Pixie. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. But when I see like Brad Pitt come on like a show or something like that, like, wow, that dude's a handsome man. I'm straight as F, but I'm comfortable enough with who I am and all that. I can say that's a handsome man. I wish I was handsome as that, but it's cool. It might not be good to be that handsome. It could cause a lot of problems, right? So I'm cool with where I'm at and all that stuff, I was Angie and I were watching a trailer to an old Robert Redford movie. I forgot the name of it. It's from I think the early 70s, and Jane Fonda is his co-star. Maybe some of you guys might know that recall the title of that. But I just saw it last night. We're watching that. I go, man, that's a really handsome actor, man. That's like old school Hollywood actors. Like, wow, Anyway, Vixie Pixie, you're straight to it. He's nothing. Let's see, AJ, you never used to like Brad Pitt, but now he's super hot to you. I don't know who Henry Cavill is. Okay, Peter looked it up about Brad Pitt. He isn't strictly vegan, but he does eat mostly vegan meals. Maybe that's the secret to why he's looking so good in his older age here, too. Hey, Johnny Bravo, good to see you. Jensen Ackles is too gorgeous for his own good. Who's Jensen Ackles? It's the uncle looked it up. A cotton t-shirt has an SPF rating of about 5 to 7. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? That means 5 to 7 more times protection than what your skin naturally would have. I think if I understand that right. Brad Pitt is technically, he does nothing for me too. I don't want to like kiss him or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, technically, just look at that, like, wow, so much handsomeness. Wow, like, wow, what's it like to be that handsome? Okay, I've never seen Supernatural, AJ. I think you've talked about that before a while ago. I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, Redford and Fonda were also in Electric Horseman. What was the other one that you looked up, D Rabbit? Let's see. No, Electric Horseman. I don't think that was it. It was one where they had moved into a new apartment or something like that in the city. Like maybe it may have been New York or something like that. That was the movie I was thinking of. I saw the preview last night. Wow, what charisma! Like it's just leaping out of the screen. Like damn, Ad Astra. Wait, which one is that vegan sign guy? Did I see Ad Astra? Just kind of give me a quick recap of what, just like a one-line sentence, what it was. You like ugly hot more than traditional hot. Then that is me. No, I'm just kidding. Steve Buscemi is hot. Yeah, everyone's got, these guys, they're actors. They all have a certain degree of charisma, right? Or else they wouldn't be popular actors for the most part. Yeah, Buscemi included. But some people's charisma just leaps out of the film, out of the screen, I think. Barefoot in the Park. That's the movie I'm thinking of. Okay, I'd buy that, I think. Wow, Peter, you have a special sun shirt that says SPS 50. Holy crap, that sounds amazing. Yeah, get more of those. Okay, it was the outer space movie. I didn't see that. Okay, Brad Pitt goes to space to look for his father. Yeah, I'll probably check out the F1 movie that's out in theaters right now when it comes to Apple TV, because I know it's an Apple movie. We'll probably see it in the fall or something like that. I saw the trailer for it. It looked cool. He looked handsome, as always. Peter Dinklage. I know you like Peter Dinklage there, Graven. Young Eddie Vedder. Yeah, Eddie had a certain something back in the early Pearl Jam days, right? Danny Trejo, the actor. I don't know. He's like 85 or something like that, but he could still be hot at 85. Let's see, Johnny, can't wait till next Saturday to get cold. You want to go through that hell hole that I'm going to summer? We're going to get cold out. Meaning you get to leave Florida. Is that what you're talking about? John Cusack. What does he look like these days? I haven't seen an image of John Cusack in a long time. Is he still cute? Okay, another actor I've seen whose charisma leaps off the screen. I go, wow, super elite handsome. Early Warren Beatty, like stuff from like Bonnie and Clyde, the 60s and 70s. Like wow, just so much charisma. One of my favorite movies of all time was him a little bit later on, past that golden era. Heaven Can Wait. In fact, if you watch Heaven Can Wait, if you've never seen it, he was supposed to die. It was this year, but an angel intervened, was being lazy and intervened and took him up to heaven. But since he was a professional athlete, he had elite skill to dodge the truck or car that was going to run him over. Anyway, he was supposed to live to 2025, so I think I should watch it this year, just because this is the year that it was supposed to happen. But anyway, that's one of our favorite movies. Actually, we watch that one every few years or so. Tyler Perry? Wait. Tyler Perry. Who's Tyler Perry? I thought if it was Aerosmith, like Steve Tyler and Joe Perry, if they had a kid or something like that. Wait, that name rings a bell. Yeah, I heard about Hulk Hogan too. I know he kind of went weird the last bit of his life. Let's see, Johnny man, I mean to come already, not cold. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be traveling to a colder place or something like that. Yeah. Okay, AJ seen Heaven Can Wait. If you guys want to see a movie that Angie and I really, really dig, Heaven Can Wait. Check that out. Yeah. Great movie from the 70s. It's cute. It's a rom-com. I'm a weird dude. I can appreciate a good rom-com. I know dudes usually don't like them, but rom-coms can be really like what's cool about that is you just can, at the end of the movie, just kind of feel like, oh, that was cool. You're not all bummed or anything like that. Like, you didn't have to see, all those people got killed in the action adventure with all the shooting and laser beams and shit like that. It's like, you just want to kind of, I'm going to feel a little uplifted. And Ozzy, yeah, sorry about Ozzy Osbourne this week. Man, that's crazy how he just did his farewell concert, 2 months ago? And passed away, and from what I could tell, they weren't expecting it. It just kind of happened, So glad he got his farewell tour, his farewell show, I should say. I haven't seen too much Clark Gable, Nikki. I should check out some Clark Gable movies. I know when I see images, I'm like, wow, he's got that charisma of a golden era, Hollywood, star. Graven says Hogan was a racist all his life? Okay, I didn't know. So he didn't go crazy in his last bit of life. Wait, MJW. I know we had a few people die this week. MJW. Who? Remind me who that is again. Sarah. What's an underrated Hitchcock? Because Angie and I like a little Hitchcock here and there. 3 Days of Condor from the 70s. I think Angie and I saw that Robert Redford movie. It doesn't ring a bell right now, but if I just saw the trailer, it'll probably come back to me. Oh man, I should have practiced some Crazy Train. Let me see if I can do it, man. Oh man, this is going to be horrible. And it's something like that. I used to play that more in my youth. I don't think I've tried playing Crazy Train. Maybe since I tried it on a live stream a long time ago. Crazy Train when you were 16? Yeah, you're Gen X too. Yeah, it's totally when I was listening to Mr. Crowley and that album with Crazy Train. Randy Rhoads era Ozzy. Oh, with Faye Dunaway. We did watch that one. Yeah, the one where they're playing chess, right? That's an awesome movie. Yeah, I love Faye Dunaway. Talking about actresses and actors whose charisma are just wow. And whenever I see Faye Dunaway in the 60s or 70s, I'm just stunned. I go, wow. Not because she's so beautiful, and she is a beautiful woman, just her presence on the screen. It's wow, they just don't make actresses like her anymore. And that's one reason. It could be my favorite movie of all time. I'm not sure. Depends what day you ask me, but Chinatown. With Faye Dunaway and Jack Nicholson, another early 70s movie. So beautifully, so cinematic. Just don't make movies like that anymore. So if you want to see a movie that just always just gets me, Chinatown. Nicholson and Faye Dunaway at their peak, acting skills, charisma. It's such a great freaking movie, and it's based on a true story. It's based upon how the true story of how why Southern California exists, how we got the water from Central California down here. So check that out. You're going to do more rucking again, Johnny? You mean running, right? You're going to change up your routine for more running? I've been wanting to do more running too. I just haven't been, I want to run in the morning or the evenings, and there's always something going on that's stopping me. Oh yeah, again, yeah, young Liz Taylor. I at least knew her from growing up in the 70s and 80s. She was already not what she was in the 60s and stuff, as far as being the it girl of Hollywood or whatever. Yeah, when you see the 60s movies, I can see why now. I totally get it. Let's see. Blood Rose says Ozzy turned a friend vegan. His autobiography, I Am Ozzy, had descriptions of his slaughterhouse days. I convinced her where I couldn't. Interesting. Let's see, which one was directed by Roman Polanski? Was it the Thomas Crown? Oh, rucking is hiking with weight. Holy shit. That sounds pretty good, Johnny. You're strong, man. You're like active, young, strong. I'm jealous. Oh, Chinatown. Okay, I forgot. That's a Roman Polanski direction. You guys, seriously, if you've never seen Chinatown, seriously, you gotta watch that sometime. Check out Chinatown. And check out Heaven Can Wait. That's more fun and lovey. Chinatown, I don't feel all that good. A lot of early 70s movies, guys, were really depressing. It was a really depressing time in American United States history. There's some good movies made in the early and mid 70s. But anyway, check out Chinatown. Seriously, I think that is my favorite movie of all time. I don't think it's on any streaming service. You might have to pay $3.99 to rent it for a night or two. But yeah, anyway, just letting you know. That Angie and I both are into that. Stunning movie. Three Musketeers, 1972 version. Funny, Gianna. I'm not sure if I saw that movie back in the day. I would have been quite young, but we watched like some trailers for that one not that long ago. Did I watch A44? What is A44? Okay, you're running 6 days a week. Your body can handle that sort of volume. Rucking would require you to go about 10 miles a day with 50 pounds. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, good crazy. That's cool that you can do stuff like that. I'm just lucky I can still go out and play basketball. Like today, I was playing basketball with some friends, and one friend brought his son, who's 15, but his 15-year-old son is basically my size. You know, he's 6'5". He's 15. I said, dude, man, you're gonna be like 6'8" or something, maybe taller. Who knows? You know, his dad is my height. Maybe a hair taller. Anyway, I'm defending this guy. He's really good. You know, I'm defending him, making him take tough shots. And when he was on me on defense, I was able to get past him most of the time. So one time I got past him on a crossover. I'm going to lay the ball into the hoop, and then I saw him come from behind and block the shot. I go, wow, what athleticism. I tipped my hat. I go, that was a beautiful rundown block on my... So anyway, I'm just glad. I'm happy at this age I could still compete and defend these guys. I did ask him at the end of the game, like, just based on my defense only, how old would you think I would be? He said 25. I go, great, I guard like a 25-year-old? Awesome, I'll take that. Nikki said, Johnny, oh my God, please chill a lot on your rest day. Yeah, Johnny, please do chill a lot on your rest day. Let's see, what is this life? I'm sorry to hear that. You said you've been vegan for 5 months. Awesome. But you're struggling from continuing from all the discouragement you're hearing. Who exactly, or where exactly are you hearing this discouragement? You're hearing it from like family? You're hearing it from friends? You're just seeing stupid crap like Joe Rogan say stuff? Like, just let me know what's going on. I'll share my thoughts and see if anything I say might be able to help you out. Wow, Sarah, 6 people got caught in some water rapids near your local waterfall a few miles away, and 3 people died. Wow. I heard some story about here, like in a cold Northern California lake, 3 college bros were found dead in the water. Apparently, I think it said they just jumped in, maybe got cold and passed out or something like that. All of them, like, wow. Yeah, you gotta be careful in water. That's one reason I'm not surfing anymore. I just don't want to have something weird happen to me, like my board hit my head, I'm unconscious, and I die or something like that. I just, you know, it's a lot harder to like die on the basketball court, I think. But yeah, weird things could happen in the water, like get attacked by a shark or a rabid seal or something like that. People underestimate the power of your river. Yeah, people underestimate the power of the waves here at the ocean. Like, tourists come, they don't understand how waves work, how rip currents work and stuff like that. That's why there's so many lifeguards in the summertime to pull out people that shouldn't be out there. Yeah, surf with a buddy, Uncle. That's great, 100% solid advice. Unfortunately, I never really had a surf buddy, so sometimes I'm surfing kind of by myself, sometimes, it depends where I go. Some places you can't surf by yourself, like, say, Malibu or something like that, which I've only been to once. But yeah, often I'll be somewhere and it'll be a little scary, like, wow, if something happened to me now, this could kind of suck. That's one reason why I'm not doing any surfing anymore. Maybe that'll change in the future, depending on if I end up in Hawaii or something. Who knows? That's not the plan. It was at one point, but who knows? But right now, I'm just kind of thinking, I think my surfing days are kind of done. It was fun. It's cool. It's a rough sport, meaning, you're at the mercy of the elements. You might have like weeks or months sometimes of just crap surf, just windy and not good shape and everything. Then when it is good, it's crowded and parking's expensive and it's a pain in the butt to get there and bring all your stuff and your 10-foot board and stuff like that. So it's just a lot. It's so much easier to grab my gym bag and basketball and head to the gym. I'm on the court like 15 minutes later. Oh, the Oregon coast. That looks rugged as hell. Beautiful. I will definitely want to walk the Oregon coast and take in all its beauty. But yeah, no way. It looks pretty scary. There's some big waves on that section of coastline, especially in the wintertime. Yeah, I see some advice here for riptides. Yeah, there's, as far as I know, from having been like a surfer dude most of his life, relax, don't fight it, because even a world-class Olympic swimmer can't swim fast enough to get out of a rip current. It's not going to take you out to the other side of the ocean. It's just going to pull you out, and then all of a sudden it will stop. So once it pulls you out, you could swim parallel to shore for a bit to get out of its grip so you can get back in easier. So that's the trick. Just, let it relax, let it pull you out. It'd be kind of scary if you're not used to it. And then swim parallel, maybe 10, 20 feet, and then head straight in. And you'll probably have a wave help push you back in. But yeah, don't fight it or panic, because those are the two worst things you can do. Panicking is the worst thing you can do in the water. Just don't lose your shit. Seriously, I've almost done it a couple times, and try not to panic. Malcolm Jamal Warner recently drowned in Costa Rica. I think I heard about that too, with all the people that unfortunately passed away this week. Yeah, if riptides are scary, I mean, if you're a surfer, they're really not much of an issue because you have your board. In fact, surfers often use riptides as like a what's that called when you go skiing? A chairlift. It just pulls you right out. You just got on your board, you paddle, it's pulling you out to see what you want. It makes the waves that might be coming in to hit you not as much of a big deal. Yeah, rip currents are kind of useful, but if you're a swimmer, if you don't know what it is, they could be deadly. I wish they had more like rules at the beach. You shouldn't don't go out on a day like today unless you're like an expert or something like that, because it's just dangerous for the tourists, dangerous for the lifeguards. But anyway, yeah, that's a great rule, Nikki. Yeah, when you're on a section of coast like Oregon, Northern California, those aren't beaches to be just trivially let's go play in the water with the babies. No, never turn your back on it. Yeah, never turn your back on the ocean. Now, again, you might be able to do that down here maybe where the waves are 3 feet, but somewhere like that where a sneaker 10-foot wave could come in and just wash out. Yeah, don't turn your back on the ocean. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sarah. People get totally dumb around the water. I can't tell you how many times going surfing, like say at Seal Beach Pier, which is like my main spot. It's a really kind of a tight lineup. There's not a huge area to take off if you want the left breaking waves off the north side of the pier. There's a lot of boards there, a lot of surfers, a lot of boards get loose. And anyway, I see all these tourists bring their kids and make them swim right there. You're like, no, if they just went like 50 feet to the right, there's this nice chill place where there's no surfers. It's safe, but no, they put them right in the danger line of boards coming right in. It's like, can't you see that? You don't even have to be a surfing expert. Don't you just see with common sense and like your mommy or daddy brain what you should have, like to protect your kids? Like, don't put them in the direct path where all the crazy surfers are. Just go down a little bit where no one's surfing. I don't understand it. And then that's why they have to shut down beaches in the summertime to protect the swimmers. Again, I don't see why they couldn't just have, hey, this is for surfing only, and down here is swimming only. And some beaches do that, but not Seal Beach. You got to get going, Graven. But yeah, surfing's really frustrating. I'm telling you, there's so many reasons why I'm not into surfing. It's a fun sport. When it's on, it's on. When it's perfect, it's perfect. There's nothing better in life almost than like a perfect day of surfing. But those are so few and far between. It's not worth chasing it, I don't think. It's a huge price to pay. But good night, Graven. Thank you for being with us. Oh, D. Rabbit White, you have a riptide story. Yeah, you can call it an undertow. It feels like it's pulling you under, but it's technically pulling you out to sea. But anyway, you call it the undertow. And then sometimes, there is kind of a undertow kind of feel to it. We call it the undertow in Daytona Beach. My brother was little and got caught in it. I was 12 and tried to get him, but a large man saved him. But left you. Luckily, you found your way down the beach. Wow, I'm glad you're safe and with us here. But yeah, it can be scary. Again, if you ever get caught, guys, try to remember that weird old vegan guy told you once back in 2025. Try not to panic. It's hard not to when you see yourself in a dangerous situation. You're in the water. You realize, oh my God, I could drown. A lot of shit starts going off your head. Which will make things worse for you. You can't panic. You got to stay calm, breathe, and have faith that the rip current's not going to pull you out to the other side of the world. It's going to just take you out past the breaking wave area. Oh yeah, you can get caught in fishing line too. Yeah, that's a bad combo to have bathers, surfers, and fishing all right off like the same area. You live in a tourist town. Pretty easy to spot tourists. Don't mind them. Awesome. Yeah, I don't mind tourists. I'm just saying, as long as they don't, do things that put people in danger. That's the thing. And I think it's just a matter of combination, some common sense, and maybe just a tiny bit of education as to the hazards of what they're doing, be it a water rapids in your case, Sarah, or like the waves at a beach. Just basic education. Nikki, oh yeah, surfers can get quite territorial for sure. Yeah, when you go to a spot, you'll see what's called like a pecking order, like the locals. You'll see who the locals are. They're the ones that are sitting in the best spot to catch a wave. They get the most waves. And unless you're a complete asshole and wants to fight people, you got to respect that and try to work your way into it. You probably won't get as many waves as you want, but if you're cool and not an a-hole and show some respect for the beach and the surf location, you can probably get along, and get some waves. So that's some surf etiquette right there for all you guys that are thinking about trying the sport out. Shred in the nar-nar. No one says that. Shred in the nar-nar. I like that. Yeah, also a really good movie, speaking of surfing. I love Point Break. It's kind of cheesy, but it's an awesome movie. All the chase scene, the kind of bromance between him and Patrick Swayze, Bodie, that's a cool flick. Whenever that used to come on, like, when we had cable a long time ago, if we see Point Break on, everything stopped. Like, hey, we're going to, even though we missed the first 20 minutes or whatever, we're going to stop everything and watch the rest of Point Break. What do they do in your town, sir? They ride the duck boats around town. What in the hell is a duck boat? Like trolley buses that sightsee and go into the river? Interesting. Let's see, D. Rabbit, why your favorite people in the past were surfers and skateboarders, but you did neither and didn't really fit in with them. But they were always righteous and full of grace towards people. Oh, awesome. Yeah, sometimes surfers and skaters get a bad rap, and I was a skateboarder too. I used to compete, I won a couple trophies in my day, but anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, some really just cool people in those sports, and there's, sometimes not, but yeah, there's some really chill people. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Ooh, I have to tell Angie. Before we thought ahead, we were actually being smart, instead of dumb. We planned ahead. Let me tell Angie to start the Tuscan. You can start the Tuscan kale pilaf. Yeah, I have it all. I already packed it together. I put it all in the pressure cooker thing, the smart pot. It's all ready to go. I just need Angie to go and hit 21 minutes and start, and it'll be ready in about half hour or so. So anyway, that's cool. We'll have dinner as soon as I get done with this live stream. Man, just go straight to eating. Skate or die. Did people really say that? Like the nar thing? I like the word gnarly, actually. I say gnarly quite often. It's a great word. She already started. And then it's Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times. One of my favorite lines of his, gnarly, when they go to the dissection thing, anyway. Let's see. Your favorite surf movie is the animated one. That's very much like the dude as a penguin surfs up with Jeff Bridges. Wow, how have I never heard of that? Being a surfer and I like Jeff Bridges. Interesting, huh? Ooh, a friend of yours got bumped by a shark. Yeah, Northern California and Central California, for that matter, has some very sharky waters. In fact, there's some areas now in Southern California that have gotten kind of sharky. Fortunately, they're not as aggressive here. It's pretty rare. I can't even think of a surfer getting attacked in these locations I'm thinking of in SoCal. But yeah, in Central and Northern California, they have something called the Red Triangle. It's 3 points on a map where a lot of shark attacks have happened in. It kind of starts in the north, somewhere in like the Bay Area, like Bolinas, the Farallon Islands off the Golden Gate, down to like the Monterey Bay area in Central Cal. Mr. Hand.
Literally Billy.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh, cruelty free.
Wrong one.
To those screaming
I've lost Mr. Hand. He used to be up here.
They fucking scream, man. They make noise.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I'm going to leave your
There he
words
is.
on this board for all
Mr.
my
Hand.
classes to enjoy, giving you full credit of
Yeah,
course.
Tamales Bay. Yeah, past Bolinas and all that. Yeah, up there. Yeah, I think that's the northern boundary-ish of the Red Triangle. You know the Red Triangle. You live close. Yeah, there's some nice surfing spots up there. Like in Bolinas, there's a pretty cool longboarding area there. It looks pretty chill, but I'm afraid. I think the sharks kind of like the estuary behind it all too. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I'm not going to live up there. If I did, I wasn't going to surf anyway. Let's see, Patrick. When am I going to accidentally eat dairy? Got to keep up with vegan Jesus. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you like to not speak in code and speak in a way that I can understand and maybe respond to? So, Ryan, if Ryan is our co-leader, does that make him the highest order next to vegan Jesus? Oh, okay, vegan Jesus is Ed Winters. We can function independently. Ed could be vegan Jesus and I could be vegan cult leader. It's two independent jobs, so we both have our own respective duties. His job, the vegan Jesus stuff, and I'll do the vegan cult leader stuff. It's all good. We can spread out like that. It's two different jobs, being the cult leader and the Jesus. Oh, sir, I forgot to mention, I don't like huge waves. I'm a longboarder. For me, a perfect 2.5 foot wave that peels perfectly with a nice face I can ride for a long time. That's my dream wave. A 2-3 foot wave with perfect shape. Awesome. I've had fun on 1 foot waves. That's the awesome thing about longboards. You don't need a big wave to have fun. If you have a short board, yeah, you 3-4 foot wave minimum to get rocking. But that longboard is awesome. Longboarding's awesome. Yeah, Bolinas has a really nice longboarding wave. In fact, I think that's the best longboarding spot in all of Northern California. I mean, yeah, I think so. That's the nicest looking wave I've seen. Johnny, You should learn how to surf. Yeah, you'd be great at it. I honestly think you have a good physique for surfing, not being really tall and having a strong upper body. That's what, like, if you look at like most elite surfers of the world, that's the body type they have. Like, look at Kelly Slater, you know, like, as an example. He's not the tallest dude in the world, but he's built like a truck up top. You know, that's what you need, because all your power comes from your upper body. That's how you're paddling, and not being tall helps out because that's extra weight, because flotation and buoyancy are paramount in surfing. The more buoyancy you have, the faster you're paddling, because less of the board sunk in the water, and you can get a shorter board too. So yeah, you'd probably be great at surfing. There's a long learning curve though, Johnny, if you're not used to the ocean and how to read waves and stuff like that. You know, even when I took like a 20-odd year break from surfing, when I went back and started, at least I knew how to read the ocean. It took a while to build my like rotator cuff muscles back up and stuff. But anyway, yeah, you'd probably be good at it if you can, you know, get past the learning curve. Okay, Patrick, I had no idea what you were talking about there. I had no idea who you were. Just speak not in a code. I'm not good at cracking codes there. So anyway, I figured it out in a second. You were talking about Ed. I should have figured he's the vegan Jesus. Isn't Ed's hair shorter now, so he doesn't have that like Jesus vibe anymore? Am I right? Doesn't Ed have maybe yay length hair rather than like Jesus length hair? 2 feet on the ground works for you. I like 2 feet on the ground as well. But 2 feet on a longboard, sliding across the face of a perfect 2.5, 3 foot wave is bliss. Trust me, it's just awesome. Let's see, what sport do tall people have an advantage in aside from basketball? Volleyball. But I'll tell you what, because I've done them, what sports are not good for tall people. 2 sports I did a lot of: surfing, skateboarding, and running. Cycling, sort of disadvantaged, but not as much. The bike kind of helps equalize it a little bit. Tall people are I should say, having extra weight sucks in certain aspects of cycling, like say hill climbing, but unless you're like a Tour de France guy, it's probably not going to be a big deal. But it's, you know, height didn't seem to hurt me for just regular general riding and sprinting, which I liked doing. The tallness did hurt me for, a lot of people think it's great being tall for every sport. No, it sucked for skateboarding. I was okay. I was an okay skateboarder. I would have been better probably if I was shorter. It definitely hurt for surfing, and it's not good for running. Having that extra body weight, that's not doing any good for you. It's just extra baggage, extra heat you're generating, pulling that weight along. Ice skating, yes, I think like I've seen like in K-pop, like, you know, I like how like some of the 6 foot dancers, the dudes that dance, you know, as opposed to like a 5'5" dude or something like that. Just like the extra long limbs, assuming they're still good dancers, all things being equal. Yeah, I think dancing, skating, ice skating, like you're saying there too, probably the same kind of thing. Fencing, long limbs, yeah, there you go, fencing, yeah. Maybe, I didn't think about that. Most bike guys, you know, are well over 6 feet. What kind of bike are we talking? Like cycling or motorbike or something like that? Let me know, because I'm kind of curious how height works out. You only had an inflatable surf pad when you were young? Oh man, that's crazy, because you live in such a beach town there, Uncle. You know, it's like maybe Hermosa doesn't have the greatest waves in the South Bay or anything like that, but you know, there's a lot of surf culture grew up, you know, like started like in the 60s in the South Bay there. It's a, you know, very surfer, longboarder area in the past, and still tons of shortboarder kids and young men and women right out there too still. Let's see, for you, the only other one was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you've gone against people in the sport when you practice regularly. They had a hard time at all. So you're saying being short helps in Jiu-Jitsu? I can imagine if you're taking people down with leverage and stuff like that. Okay, bicycles. Yeah, if you see like Tour de France, like the hill climbers seem to be shorter, lighter guys, but everyone else, like the general riders, you know, they seem to be varying heights. I don't think being tall is a good or bad thing in cycling. It's kind of a neutral thing, I think, from my experience. That's interesting. You love the idea of martial arts, but you don't want to have physical contact with people. You know, I agree with that 100%. You know, I did have some martial arts training in like 4th, 5th grade, something like that, for about a year or so. Studied Korean Taekwondo. I'm not sure why, because I'm not Korean, but yeah, it was cool. I still kind of remember some of the stuff, some of the moves and all. But yeah, the training with other people and getting hit and stuff like that, not that fun. Oh, really? Tall bike riders can get back problems later? Oh, I didn't know that. Even if you have a well-fit bike and all that. Patrick, thanks, Ryan. Your stream almost makes me feel like you have friends. See, you have friends here. We are real friends. You know, and seriously, we're online live stream friends here. You know, I know you guys. What's kind of the definition of friends? Like people that you're pleased to see. You see them on some kind of sort of regular basis. I see you guys here on the Friday streams and stuff. You know, so yeah, we're it's just a different kind of friendship. It's not the kind that you have like every day that you see someone flesh and blood, you know, in a brick and mortar place, you know. But it's a new digital kind of friendship that we got going on here. Yeah, Tai Chi looks fun. Maybe I'll do that when I get older, you know. There's no time like the present. Might as well start learning a little bit right now. Hey, V-Lamb's here. Awesome. Good to see you, V-Lamb. Patrick says a lot of people are going to use smaller bikes than they should. Hey, I just got one that kind of fit me. I got like a long, tall guy's bike. Yeah, I got one that was recommended for a dude my height. So who knows? If I kept riding, maybe my back would be in more pain now. But anyway, I have no interest in getting back into cycling right now. I haven't sold my bike yet. I hope to use it for when I finally move to my next location. Hopefully I'll find a place that has like a non-car place where you can ride a bike on, protected biking only and hiking kind of, not mountain bike. You see how people can walk or ride a bike, without cars hitting you. I'm looking forward to something like that, hopefully. Yeah, it is hard to find a properly sized bike to tolerate. I had to wait a long time, order to get a bike my size. And I'm 6'5" basically. So yeah, I could see if you're over 6'6", probably super tough. Okay, about jiu-jitsu, it really depends, the height thing. When it comes to doing certain joint locks, then height came into an advantage with being tall. Mind you, I'm an endurance freak, so people always had a rough risk with you. Oh, AJ, you have an e-bike. It's a little too tall for you. Be safe, AJ. Worry about people on e-bikes, yeah? Sharing the roads with all the distracted cars and SUVs and trucks and everything. So be careful, AJ. That's the whole thing. I just don't trust people right now. I like riding bikes. I just don't like what I'm seeing out on the road when I'm driving a car or walking, So I just don't feel comfortable right now riding a bike with all the stuff that I just mentioned there. Be careful, guys. Maybe it's different where you're at. Maybe you have it's a chiller, smaller area. I live in a big city. I tell you, 250,000 people. It's huge. It's crazy. People drive like crap here. So maybe, hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. I live in a smaller town where there's just less stuff, less people, and, You plan to e-bike mostly on trails. Okay, good, AJ. Keep safe. Because, again, I trust you. I just don't trust most drivers these days. Do you hate when you see someone driving in front of you, and you go, why are they driving so freaking slow? And I'm not like a speed racer driver. I'm pretty chill. I drive at a safe rate, but they're going so slow. And if I can pull up and look past them off on there, I just see them doing this kind of thing on their phone. It's like, come on. Anyway. That's what's different now. For most of our lives, we didn't have to worry about people driving with smartphones. We had to worry about drunks driving, but now we have to worry about smartphone driving. Yeah, bike riding on sidewalks is illegal in most places, from what I understand. Yeah. Wow, you haven't ridden in a long time. Used to ride 20 to 70 miles a day, D-Rabbit. Wow, that's awesome. It's fun and loved it. Yeah, I used to love going on long rides too like that. Totally. The shite of the world would blow off my shoulders. Now you fear the drivers. Yeah, that's exactly my thing too. Like I said, if I can go to a place where there's no drivers, just a road for cyclists and people that want to walk, that's what I'm looking for. And I know the area that I'm thinking about going to. I have ridden bikes there before, and that general part of the world, not the same town, but I know they have some protected roads there, so I'm holding space that there'll be something there for me when I'm there. I should investigate it more now. I don't think too much will change as far as that goes between now and if and when I get up there. You would love to e-bike on the Strand, the beach all summer. That's safe, yeah, Uncle. Yeah, there's some places like that, like the Strand, which is it covers the whole South Bay. What is it, like 10, 12 miles long? It's huge. Like no cars, but it gets. I've ridden a bike on there a few times, Uncle. In the summer, it gets crowded, and you get a lot of people that don't know how to ride bikes well. Like I notice people on beach cruisers, and no offense, I like beach cruisers. I think they're great for getting around town, just all chill if you don't have big hills. But I notice on the Strand, I'm trying to ride my road bike, and beach cruiser people, I think they're not. A lot of them aren't that fit, so they're like. They don't have a lot of forward momentum, so to generate momentum, I think I see them swerving and stuff like that, which is really dangerous. When you're riding a bike, you should try to hold a pretty much straight line, and swerving is not cool. I mean, not cool for safety. Cool if you're on like a wide open area, but when there's a lot of people around, that causes crashes. Oh yeah, blood rose. Yeah, it's illegal here to drive while using a phone. It's totally on the books. But are people following that law? Not enough. Is there a lot of enforcement of that? No, I don't think cops are driving around looking at people's, phones in their faces or not, Anyway. What do you think, Patrick? Yeah, right here it's like that too. The bike lane is almost more dangerous than the road. It's a different kind of danger. In the road, you can get hit by a truck or SUV. On the bike lane, you'll have kids on e-bikes or like the beach cruiser people swerving or just pedestrians not just being oblivious. They think they're in Disneyland. Nothing bad can happen. Like, no, there's vehicles, like little wheeled vehicles of all sorts and sizes going past, and they're not paying attention. I see it all the time too. Like there's a nice little bike path down here in Long Beach. Like it's not as long as what Uncle's got. Ours is like just 3.5 miles or something like that. But I see it all the time. Like cyclists going way too fast for the amount of pedestrians there, and I see them just smack them and flip over because they're pedestrians just pull right out. They're not looking. They think everything's safe. They don't think people are coming by quickly on bikes. So it takes two to tango. The bike's going way too fast. Pedestrians are not looking, pushing their stuff out or whatever. It's scary. The bike, you can get really messed up in a bike lane, is what I'm saying, especially if there's a lot of people crossing. Okay, the Strand. I see Uncle Talon lay model. Yeah, Manhattan Beach is like the crown jewel of the South Bay, I guess. I mean, further north you have like Santa Monica and stuff, but Manhattan Beach has like a lot of the multi-million-dollar properties. A lot of rich, famous people live in Manhattan Beach. Same with Santa Monica and Venice too, but there's something kind of just cleaner. It's like a less urban. It's just a nicer, chiller, as far as the South Bay goes, area there. Oh yeah, Pat, we have all that crap here. We have all the electric scooters, electric bikes, very little regulation, people riding them, and some riding them quite safely, others, not so safe. We got all that stuff. You going, Nikki? Well, thanks for being here with us if you're splitting, Nikki. Oh, Johnny, you've been hit almost several times recently by fast e-bikes and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot more hazards now. Like, at least when I was running that stuff, the e-bikes and e-scooters, we're just kind of getting started. It's not like it is now. Like, the beast has been unleashed. Like, everyone's got them there everywhere. Kids have them. They don't know what they're doing. They're going way too fast. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I'm not running as much now too, especially down on the beach here. That used to be one of my main areas to go run at because that's where they have the path, and paths can get crazy, especially now in the summertime when everyone's free and all the kids are free. AJ, yeah. Drivers are so wild and unpredictable. 100%. Yeah, you get so worried when your godson rides his e-bike at 35 miles an hour in heavy traffic. Does he at least have a helmet on, AJ? Just at least to protect from head injuries? No, that's not enough for all kinds of accidents, but at least have a helmet on if you're going that fast in heavy traffic. I hope so. Yeah, what a crazy world we live in now, guys. Who would have thought the electric engine would mess things up, make life worse for a lot of us? You can't imagine a kid going slow on an e-bike. Huh? I know. I see kids like in heavy traffic. I kid you not. Like near on major streets. Like they're doing wheelies like by themselves. Like why? Do you think you're gonna get sex or something? Like what's the point of doing a wheelie in heavy traffic? And like who's supposed to be impressed by that? I don't understand. Anyway, that's just me. I'm an old Gen Xer ranting here. You know. But anyway. Oh my God, AJ. So thank God your godson does wear a helmet, but has totaled 2 previous e-bikes speeding so far. Oh my God. And his parents just keep getting him new ones despite all these like bad signs, like totaling them from speeding, not totaling them from just having it parked and some jerk hits it or something like that, but from him actually speeding. That should be a warning sign for his parents. I'm not trying to criticize the parenting or anything, but man, I'd be tripping if my kid twice crashed and totaled an e-bike from speeding. No, we're not gonna do that anymore. I mean, he has generous parents if they gave him a one free pass, because when I was a kid, I was dumb. I got a new BMX bike. I was in like 7th grade. I was dumb. I didn't know what was going on. I went to the mall. Remember those things, malls? I went to the mall, locked it up with the chain, came back like 3 hours later, it was gone. I was so bummed, and my parents were kind enough to get me one more. They didn't have to do that, but I'm saying if I lost a second one, I really doubt they would have got me a third one. I was grateful. I was so happy they got me a second one to replace it. But I hope your godson stays safe, AJ. I'm not trying to criticize the parenting or anything like that. Just for me, I'm not even a parent. That just kind of freaks me out. Oh, he's going to be 40. Oh, okay. I thought he was like a kid. Okay, I had like a teenager in my mind. His parents. Okay, my bad, AJ. You're probably laughing at me right now. When you said that, totaling 2 e-bikes from speeding and a godson. Honestly, I pictured like a teenage boy. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was 40. So he's buying his own e-bikes. Okay, so he has only himself to blame. He's a consenting adult. You know, he's doing this with his own freedom. I get it. Okay. He's going to be 40 next in a few days. Right, I got him a new bike for this year's birthday. If he tells us one, you're done. Okay, so you're encouraging him to go out there. You should tell him though. Hey, godson, I'll get you this new bike, but You've sped and totaled 2 times now. You can't do that anymore. Not just because I won't get you another bike, but I fear for you. You know, godsons don't grow on trees. He's 40 going on 15. Okay, you are the enabler. Yeah, you thought a teenager too, right, Sarah? I wasn't being ageist or whatever. You know, it was the picture that AJ seemed to paint with those words. What's that, Patrick? You can't even walk down the sidewalk without almost getting hit by a scooter in Seattle. That's the problem with scooters. They really don't belong on sidewalks, but they feel safer there, but then they become a place that's less safe for pedestrians, you know? So should they be out on the road where it's more it's just a kind of weird situation. But what I'm saying is our cities were designed, I use that word loosely, a long time ago, back before there were e-scooters and e-bikes, let alone cities weren't really even designed with bicycles. This is just regular non-engine bicycles. You know, it's just a crap situation. I can see if communities were being designed from the ground up now, they could make plans and accommodate these modes of transportation better. But right now, we're all sharing the same stuff, you know? So it's kind of chaos out there. Well, you're a nice godmother, AJ. So hopefully he'll take to heart your concerns for him totaling the bikes. Oh, you had a bike stolen too? That sucks, Mytholion. That's funny. He's 40 going on 15. That's hilarious. What's that, Heidi? Your dad's hammock was stolen back in the day? A hammock? Really? Like, what kind of person steals a hammock? That's just weird. It's kind of creepy, you know? Like... What's that, D-Rabbit? That should be a capital crime. Use a hammock instead of a bed. Don't touch your hammock. I think I can sort of smell the Tuscan kale peel off too. Hey, it's about time, guys. I've been on almost 2 hours. Let me talk about next week. I cannot say with any extreme high confidence that it will for sure have a video next week. I mean, the live stream, yeah, that's the plan. That shouldn't change because my birthday's Thursday. But I'm saying... I might be doing some stuff like next week that I normally don't do. I don't have it all planned out yet, but I might not get around to making a video, because if I did make a video, guys, I'd have to make it early because I don't want to release it on Thursday. I don't want to be like having to like make sure I'm somewhere at 5 o'clock so we can do the premiere. I guess I could just release it and not have a premiere. I'll think about that option. So if I wanted to have a premiere, I'd have to release it Wednesday. If I did that, I'd have to really work hard on it like Monday or Tuesday and get it scheduled Tuesday for we'll see. I'm just not sure how it's all going to work out. So yeah, no worries. I know, Sarah. I know it's not the end of the world. Oh my God, Ryan didn't make a video this week. It's not. I know it's not a big deal. I just let you know I might not get one out next week just because of the birthday logistics, if you will. But I'll try. I'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe I'll be super motivated on Sunday. Peter will send me some great story, and oh my God, I cannot help myself. I have to respond to this knucklehead saying all this nonsense about veganism, how vegans can't open bottle caps without his tool or whatever. Anyway, guys, but yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you next week on the other side of being 58, unless I make another little video still at 57. But anyway, this will be the last time you see a live stream of me at age 57. So anyway, guys, yeah, the birthday festivities have kind of started a little bit. Maybe I'll have a little bit of the wine with the Tuscan kale peel off. I'm not sure. We got to drink it relatively soon. Maybe we'll save it for tomorrow. We opened it up yesterday. And yeah, I might try a new vegan restaurant out next week that we've never been to. Not sure what day we'll go for sure. But anyway, yeah, there's some cool new vegan places that look really fancy and upscale too. Might just go to our local one, the vegan Italian place that's walking distance. We'll see. So yeah, it's kind of up in there. We have all these ideas, haven't figured it out yet. But thanks, guys. Thanks for being here with me. Oh, Peter, Isaac Butterfield, will send me the video if you haven't already. Maybe you did. Did you send it? If not, I'll look in my inbox on Instagram, Peter. All right, cool. You did. Awesome, Peter. I'll take a look at that. That might be too easy. Maybe that'll be my Sunday. Respond to that knucklehead. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. Thanks for being here with me on my last Friday, age 57. Appreciate all you guys' coolness and warmth and kindness. And yeah, no trolls tonight. So it was even more like, cool and happy and positive. Yeah, Sarah, cool. I'm glad you liked tonight's live. And thank you so much for AJ, Peter, and Baker Botten 701. Thank you, all three of you guys, for your super chat tips tonight. Much appreciated. It'll go to the birthday fund or the opening bottle caps fund, something like that. But it'll go. Yeah, I'll use that for our birthday, one of our birthday festivities this week. Guys, so thanks so much. I guess that's it, man. Make sure you're fully subscribed and have the notifications hit so you get Angie's 7 vegan meals she made at home. Those are always fun. This will probably get a photo for a future one. So Angie's making tons of content, in case you guys are wondering why she's not in my videos, because she likes to make the food stuff and I'm like responding to these knuckleheads, guys. All right, guys, so much love to you. Thank you so much for being with me on this Friday night. Thanks for sharing your time with me, and I will see you guys really soon. All right, so until next time, remember, guys, doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, guys.